The tribal chief has done it again and nobody saw this coming. Roman Reigns just dropped the biggest bombshell in WWE history by revealing his brand new Shield member on SmackDown, and the entire wrestling world is losing its mind right now. This is not a drill, this is not a rumor, this is the real deal, and you need to hear every single detail about what went down, because this changes absolutely everything we thought we knew about the Bloodline, about the Shield legacy, and about the future of WWE. If you're even remotely interested in seeing how this plays out and you don't want to miss any future updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because things are about to get wild. Roman Reigns walked into SmackDown with that intimidating presence that only he can bring. The arena was electric, the crowd was on their feet, and you could feel something massive was about to happen. For weeks everyone had been speculating about what Roman was planning, there were rumors swirling everywhere, people thought they had it all figured out, but Roman proved once again why he's the head of the table and why he's always 3 steps ahead of everyone else. The tension in that arena was thick, you could see it on every face in the crowd, every fan was holding their breath waiting to see what the tribal chief had up his sleeve. The moment Roman grabbed that microphone, the entire building went silent. He stood there in the middle of that ring with the confidence of a man who knows he's about to shake the entire foundation of professional wrestling. He talked about legacy, he talked about family, he talked about power, and then he said the words that sent shockwaves through every single person watching. He said it was time to bring back what made him unstoppable in the first place, it was time to rebuild the Shield, but this time it would be better, stronger, and more dominant than anyone could possibly imagine. People started looking around wondering who it could be. Was it someone from the past making a shocking return? Was it a current superstar turning their back on everything they stood for? Was it someone completely unexpected from outside WWE? The speculation was driving everyone crazy, and Roman was feeding off that energy. You could see it in his eyes. He was enjoying every second of keeping the entire world guessing. He paced back and forth in that ring like a lion stalking its prey, taking his sweet time, making sure every single person was hanging on his every word. Then the music hit and the arena absolutely erupted. The stage filled with smoke, and through that haze emerged a figure that nobody expected to see aligned with Roman Reigns. This wasn't just any superstar, this was someone with legitimate credentials, someone with the talent and the attitude to stand shoulder to shoulder with the tribal chief himself. The way this person walked down that ramp with purpose, with confidence, with that look in their eyes that said they were ready to dominate alongside Roman, it was absolutely incredible to witness. Roman extended his hand and the new Shield member took it without hesitation. The symbolism of that moment was not lost on anyone watching. This wasn't just a handshake, this was a declaration of war against everyone else on the roster. This was Roman Reigns telling the entire WWE Universe that he wasn't done building his empire, he was just getting started, and now he had another weapon in his arsenal that would make him even more dangerous than before. The two of them stood there in that ring looking like an unstoppable force, and honestly, who's going to be able to stand against them now? The crowd reaction was split right down the middle. Half the arena was booing so loud you couldn't hear yourself think. They were outraged that this superstar would align themselves with Roman Reigns, they felt betrayed, they felt shocked, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The other half was cheering because they recognized greatness when they saw it, they understood that this alliance was going to produce some of the most incredible matches and storylines WWE has seen in years, and they were ready to embrace this new era whether everyone else liked it or not. Social media exploded within seconds. Twitter was on fire with people sharing their reactions, Instagram was flooded with clips and screenshots, YouTube was blowing up with reaction videos, everyone had an opinion and everyone needed to share it immediately. The hashtags were trending worldwide within minutes, wrestling journalists were scrambling to get statements, former WWE superstars were weighing in with their thoughts, and the wrestling community was having the biggest debate it's had in years about whether this was the best or worst decision WWE could have made. What makes this alliance so dangerous is the combination of skills these two bring to the table. Roman Reigns is already the most dominant champion WWE has seen in the modern era, he's destroyed everyone who's been put in front of him, he's beaten legends, he's beaten rising stars, he's beaten everyone, and he's done it with style. Now you add someone who brings a completely different skill set, someone who can complement Roman's power with their own unique abilities, someone who's hungry to prove they belong at the top of the mountain, and you've got a recipe for absolute domination that nobody's going to be able to stop. The backstage reaction was just as intense as what happened in the arena. Reports started coming out about how other superstars were feeling about this new alliance. Some were reportedly furious, feeling like this upset the entire balance of power on SmackDown. Others were said to be concerned about what this meant for their own positions on the roster. A few were apparently excited about the challenge, ready to step up and try to take down this new version of the Shield even though the odds would be stacked heavily against them. The locker room dynamics just completely shifted in one night. Roman cut another promo after the reveal and he was absolutely on fire. He talked about how everyone doubted him, how everyone said he couldn't do it on his own, how everyone claimed the Shield was the only reason he ever became successful in the first place. He said he proved all of them wrong by becoming the biggest star in WWE history by himself, and now he was bringing the Shield back not because he needed help but because he wanted to show the world that he could make anyone into a star just by associating with him. The arrogance, the confidence, the sheer belief in his own greatness, it was something to behold. The new Shield member also got on the microphone and delivered a promo that showed exactly why Roman chose them. They talked about respect, about opportunity, about being tired of waiting for their moment and deciding to take it by aligning with the most powerful force in all of professional wrestling. They said they weren't afraid of the backlash, they weren't concerned about what anyone thought, they were focused solely on winning and on cementing their legacy alongside the tribal chief. The intensity in their voice, the fire in their delivery, it proved they belonged in this spot. The implications for upcoming pay-per-views are massive. Every championship match just became more interesting, every rivalry just got more complicated, every storyline just gained another layer of intrigue. Who's going to challenge them? How are other superstars going to band together to try and take them down? Will we see old Shield members Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose return to confront this new version of the group they helped create? Will the Bloodline have something to say about Roman forming a completely separate faction? The questions are endless, and that's exactly what makes this so compelling. WWE Creative clearly has big plans for this new alliance, and they're not wasting any time pulling the trigger on major angles. The very next match after the reveal saw the new Shield in action, and they absolutely destroyed their opponents. It wasn't even competitive, it was a complete annihilation that sent a clear message to everyone else on the roster. You're either with the Shield or you're getting run over by the Shield. There is no in between, there is no neutral ground. You have to pick a side, and you better hope you pick the right one. The wrestling world is buzzing with theories about where this goes next. Some people think this is building toward a massive WrestleMania showdown. Others believe we're going to see a complete restructuring of both SmackDown and Raw as superstars align themselves either with or against this new power structure. There's talk of potential dream matches that could finally happen now that these two are working together. The possibilities are genuinely endless, and that's what makes this such a genius move by WWE. They've opened up storyline opportunities that could carry them for years. This is the kind of moment that reminds everyone why they fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. The surprise, the shock, the excitement, the unpredictability, the larger-than-life characters, the compelling storylines, all of it came together in one perfect moment on SmackDown. Roman Reigns just proved once again that he's not just the tribal chief, he's not just the head of the table, he's the biggest star in the entire industry, and he's still finding ways to keep everyone talking, keep everyone guessing, and keep everyone tuning in to see what he does next. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we're going to be covering every single development in this story as it unfolds, and trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next.